Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hey, I'm here to talk to you tonight about what I've been doing. What's it been like 10 days since I made a video? So I really need to update everybody on what's going on. I've been working non-stop, like absolutely non-stop, and it's getting more exciting and more exciting every day that goes by. And I'm really just at the point where I'm building. I just have so many bricks to lay that I'm working nonstop. Not only am I chiseling off my goals that are progressing me through life, moving me forward, but I'm building reference guides and understandings and branches of every human being's life, okay? Every human being's life has a series of areas, categories, sections, if you will, that everybody experiences, and everybody fails to really take control of those situations and really understand each component in their life to try to maximize it, to get the most they can out of life, to basically level up themselves and their family to a higher level. And I could just run through them all, but I really feel like the answer to all of this is to have a physical reference to every area, reference guides, directories, whatever you want to call it. But to me, just 3-ring binders. I went out, here's my investment in the business, most recent investment. I bought 32 binders for about $50, and 1-inch binders with viewable fronts. And my goal is to create binders that are designed with the intent to make you successful in each area of your life. There's all kinds of products. I know I have at least 10 to 15 informational products, which when I say informational product, I'm talking about a 3-ring binder divided into sections and consisting of 200 to 250 pages of content, interactive content that you can start defining the most important sections of your life, and knowing how you see it, what you believe, what your plan is, and what your future holds. And you just start attacking each area of your life and devoting everything you have to growth. You are going to succeed. There's no doubt in my mind that if you are set up with the format necessary to focus on the most important aspects of your life outside of your mind, solidified into your own beliefs and writings, but not in a complicated format, just understood, broken down plan of attack to success. That's my goal. So every person, I think, should have a library of reference guides to their life. I really do. And what life do you want to lead? One that's defined, one that you know what the game is. You're not guessing. You know what the game is, how the path to improvement, the path to excellence, and you work towards that time by time, learning each experience that you have, how to get better, and refining your life to really whatever it is you can dream. Your vision of your life is the limiting factor in your success. That's how I feel about it. So I'm working nonstop, developing really just interactive tools, papers, whatever it is. I want to take each thing that's important, whether we're developing all the individual tasks we need to do today, or at any given point or period of time. Don't even have to define it. Just say, all these things are on the immediate horizon. I need to attack. So first thing you got to do, as I've said before, identify, fragment, you break it down into all these individual tasks that you just need to check off. And once those things are checked off, the objective is complete. That's what we're talking about here. Breaking an objective down into an individual tasks, attacking those, checking them off, mission complete. Achieving missions. That's what we're talking about right now. And that is the path to success. It's absolutely the path to success. So, as we move forward, we need to identify the most important areas of our life. And it's so simple what those things are, but it's so bizarre that we don't understand the programs that we run on ourselves day in, day out. And more than likely, your deepest inner desires are ruling what you're doing. You're like going to bed. I have to be to work at 6:30. If I sleep until 6 because I can't go to bed at a reasonable hour, I can get to work in the exact amount of time. Or I decide I want to bring that back 15 minutes. I've looked at the math. From the moment I wake up to when I take a shower, brush my teeth, do everything, my whole morning ritual, my whole morning routine, how much time on average does that take me? Build it in. You can determine how early you need to come up, but you need the frame. It's just a simple exercise, and there's so many areas of your life. This is one very important to every person. It's sleep. What is your quality of sleep? What is the length of your sleep? Is that enough time for your mind to adjust and expel all of the things, connect the dots from the experience they got that day? That, your mind is learning every single day how to be more efficient. That's how it operates. So if you don't sleep the proper amount of time, and of course all the biological processes, the cleansing that happens during that time, it's important to get the proper amount of sleep. So you really need to have in your mind, like, man, I really should be going to bed by 10 o'clock, 10:30, if I want to get 7 hours of sleep till wake time. And you're not gonna tell yourself, I'm going to bed at 11 and I'm gonna sleep until 6. No, you're not. You're gonna be restless and awake at least an hour of that time. So you need to really plan how you can get the rest you need to live the productive life you need to live, to provide value to society, and in turn build your intrinsic value that endows your family and your children with less anxiety, more protection. And at the end of the day, if you do such a good job at protecting your family, it's going to be your job to instill the values in these people that you have, that's able to go out, create value, receive compensation for the value you create in society every day. You need to teach that value. It's not just going to occur because your family line is special. Stop. You have to work for this every generation that comes next. And you need to start considering people. If your goal is to make people's life easier, to help other people other than yourself, and try to understand the everyday problems that everyday people have, you are going to, in the end, be successful, because you're going to receive a value for the value that you're creating. And it's magnified when you can help a lot of people. that's part of my thought process. I just think people have fundamental areas of their life we can easily name: sleep, food, children, um, what you wear, goals being achieved, things being learned, tasks being executed. Um, you can define it, but you need a reference guide. Vehicles being driven, houses being lived in. There is a process to identify each situation you have. Your financial situation. There is an informational process to break each area of your life down into a manner that you understand it, understand the game, and can regulate your actions in order to achieve the success that you desire. It's a matter of how you frame your mind, how you group information. I feel like if you really look at each area with the proper viewpoint, you can begin to isolate the areas of your life, identify what goals you want to achieve in those areas. But if you leave all of these things to be intangible and you have to manage a framework of intangible ideas in your mind, in your memory, from something that you created, it's going to be very difficult for you. But if you in turn solidify that idea and information in the form of written, interactive, handwritten documents that provide places for you to input the information that's important for the various aspects of these areas of your life, that you will have a physical reference to bring yourself, the understanding you have of that area, to a certain place, and then you can build on that. You can go and intake information and write down these are the key points that I just learned from this, and apply it to my already existing framework, and not have the system be completely intangible because it's too big to actively manage. You're too much connection. You need a physical reference. When I want to focus on this, here's the framework, here's how I've built on it. You can literally build your life up from that point. That's how I'm thinking right now. And I believe I can provide the framework because of how hard I've worked at understanding the framework. So that's where I'm going. I want to be launched by the 1st of 2019. How that will go, I don't know. I have vacation planned, gone to Florida, Universal Studios with the family. But my goal is to have all the pieces in place for the first of the year. Kick it off with a bang. Really start to launch what I have to offer. And I feel like if people really give this thing a chance and apply it to themselves, they're going to achieve levels of success that they have not achieved before. This is not rhetoric. This is not encouragement. This is a framework and process to walk through in each significant area of your life. Define it, categorize things, organize things in your mind about it, prioritize what's the most important in that area, and start doing. Just start doing, start understanding, and learning from all the experience that you gather. There is a process that will help you learn and excel more rapidly than average, and it's very important in my mind. So my ultimate goal is for people to just live a higher standard of living, a higher standard of living. whether that be their housing, their level of achievement, their understanding of their environment, their understanding of their human network, the people that they associate with on a regular basis, their financial situation, how they're raising their children, the place that they're living, the vehicle that they drive, what they wear for clothing, everything networked into one place that you can take your intangible inner feelings and ideas and turn them into physical structures that you can go back, reference, build upon, and grow, and not have to hold in a vision in your mind as you try to take in a bigger viewpoint of the world. It's you're setting it aside. This is a thing. It's a reference area. You don't have to work as hard to have this information available to you to build upon. That's the whole point. So I'm envisioning, so how the future seems to be going is more digital, more cloud-based, and so your information is being shared with companies that may or may not be selling your information, so that retailers can target their products towards you, which may be beneficial, but at the same time, what better way to rebel against what's happening in America than to start retaining and taking control of your own data by making it physical and inaccessible by millions of users across the world through browsers, through digital information. But this is your handwritten word, and it is your duty to guard it through safes or whatever it is, so that no one else gets their hands on your information. This is your information. This is your opportunity to take control of your information. Keep it physical. Keep your plan physical. Keep your dream physical. Keep it grounded. There's nothing worse than having a night filled with inspirational ideas and then you lose it because you're not registering, you're not recording that information. That's why some of the most basic forums are, here's the key concepts I learned from this subject. Just pick a subject, write down all the key concepts that when you learned about that thing, these were the things to remember. And this is a physical document you can go back and refer to and be like, oh yeah, definitely. This is the core of this idea. Now we can build on that. Now we can learn the strategies about that. It's very exciting to build physical reference. So these binders, I think, are going to be the future, and it is going to appear low tech. There will be online. Maybe I don't want to say online. Actually, not online. It doesn't have to be online. But like Microsoft Excel programs, calculators to speed up the processing of information, so it's not all handwritten. But I feel like handwritten is really the starting point. It's the chalkboard. You just need to go through the certain formats to understand what you're trying to do. That's my update. I know it's crazy. You should see what happens when a guy gets his hands on 32 binders and starts developing ideas for what he can fill 32 binders with, what he could sell, 1,000 pages of content of a wide multitude of products, all in one, all inclusive, to seize control of your life and start changing the path that you have in front of you, providing value, creating value. That is the bottom line about it. So it's very exciting to me. I hope you're excited. You're gonna see it. It's gonna come. It's being built every day behind the scenes. So stay tuned for more to understand when these products are coming out, you know, how much they're gonna cost, what there is for a variety of executable interactive things that are going to be provided, where the value is going to be unmistakable. Unmistakable how you could just take control of your life and do something with this to really define who you are. So powerful. So with that being said, you have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like. Have a good night.